Hello, first grade families. It is Miss Kildall. I am going to be sharing some information with you today about what at home learning is going to look like for the rest of the year. As we learned yesterday, the at home learning is going to extend through the rest of the school year. While it's definitely a devastating blow, we, as first grade teachers and at Clearwater, are very, very committed to making sure that we make this the best experience that we can. So I'm going to let you know, starting next week, the week of April 6th, what at-home learning is going to look like for our classroom. So this is our virtual first grade classroom guide. This will also be posted so you'll be able to access it, but I'm also going to go through it with you right here too. So you have all of the information you need to be a successful at-home learning parent with the entire first grade in your corner. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of fresh air there. Okay, so what will school look like for the rest of the year? So as I said, Washington Township is going to be doing at-home learning the remainder of the school year as per the governor has requested. The first grade teachers are still very dedicated to continuing to provide lessons that will teach, stretch, and grow students during this time. We by no means are giving up, and we want to find a way to stretch our students and not just review, but continue to push on in wonderful lessons, but also make it somehow feasible and attainable for an at-home learning setting. So we've spent a lot of time in meetings and talking and practicing and trying and failing and trying again to get to where we're at. Hopefully this will work. So we have come together, we found a way to teach using our strengths, and hopefully we are going to be able to provide the best education possible. The way we're going to do that is we are going to be uploading lessons, and we'll have our very own Clearwater YouTube channel for first grade to do that. So each teacher will be on that channel, so your kids will get to see all of us. School is going to take place online Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with a mandatory classroom meeting on Tuesdays at 2, which is through Zoom. This is the district's recommendation / guideline, what we have to do. So Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are what we call school days. Mondays and Fridays will be prep days and office hours. But as you know me, I always have office hours. So if you ever need me, it'll say at the end, but you know how to get a hold of me. Most of you do, obviously through class tag, and I'll give you my number and things like that. So you'll be able to get a hold of me whenever you need. Technically, I have office hours from 10 to 11 in the morning, and then I have them again from 3 to 4. So those are my technical office hours, but really I just do office hours as needed. You know, when you have a question, if I can answer it right then, I will. So I won't make you wait until those times. Per the district, the total amount of student engagement, which is the teacher lessons and student work time, should be 60 to 90 minutes per day. And again, that's 3 days a week. So first grade has worked out where we are going to give you the whole week to get that work done, because we know that some people have different challenges in time. So moving on to the next slide. How will we teach? And I kind of went over this. Each first grade teacher will take a subject. Reading will be with Mr. Feltz. I'm going to teach phonics. Math will be Ms. Sadler, and writing will be Mrs. Middleton. We will use a YouTube channel that is just for our first grade lessons and the subjects. So it's only for first grade. The lessons that are posted are only first grade lessons, and they're only taught by the teachers in first grade. And so this is specific to Clearwater, specific to this first grade class. So they'll see all of the teachers that they've come to know, and we've just decided that we're gonna take apart each subject, and we're gonna get really good at teaching that subject online. So I will be your phonics teacher, and I'll be teaching. I'm excited because I get to teach a lot about letters and things like that. I will send out a link. There is an introduction page to our Facebook that just kind of gives a little hi and introduction from each teacher. We will be using YouTube for this, but it's just for our first grade. So the lessons by each teacher will be uploaded each Monday night, and that will be ready for Tuesday through Thursday school week. So each Monday night they'll be ready for that way when your child wakes up on Tuesday, their lessons will be ready. And you have the flexibility to work on them however it works for you. So if you want to do everything on Monday, you can, but again, there's going to be like 12 videos because there's 4 of us doing it, and there's 3 days a week. So however works for you. If they need to do it all at night, that's fine. If they need to do it all on the weekend, that's fine. They are just due the next week. So for example, if a lesson is posted on the 6th, which is Monday night, it's not due until that next Monday at like 8 or at 5 p.m. So you don't have to worry about getting them all in at one time. The idea of this is that we keep this super flexible, so parents who are working or children that are doing other things during the day don't have to try and get all of these lessons done at once. Our class will be using ClassTag to post assignments, and we will connect that way as we have in the past. So I will create an event like I have been, or announcement as I have been in the past, and you will just upload your child's basically proof that they got the work done on those. And I'll explain that a little bit more later. Okay, so I will create a thread for the assignments. There will not always be an assignment. So you have to really listen to what the teacher is asking you to do. The idea is that the students will be listening for what the teacher asked you to do. I just created my first video and I made it very clear that this is what I want you to go and do and submit to your teacher. So when your child sees that, that's when they know that there's a picture involved or something that they need to prove that they're doing the work. Because everything we're doing is kind of based on participation. So showing that they did the work, showing the answer, showing the work, showing a picture, something that will let us know that they did their assignments for the week. And like I said, not every assignment will have something you have to turn in, but you will know, we will make it very clear. There will always be something, or something you have to turn in, but there usually will be something that you need to do. Okay, besides lessons, I will post the activities for specials, Zoom meeting links, which again are on Tuesdays, and extra resources. I'll try to have more than you need, so there's no downtime, there's no, I don't know what to do, I got my work done. There's always going to be something else that they can engage in, a lot of things that they're familiar with, our classroom, some things that it may be new. Specials are awesome, and they are going to be posting videos and activities for the students to do, so I will send that to you as well. All right, moving on. What will these YouTube lessons look like? So like I said, each teacher will have 3 videos a week for their subject, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So there's 4 subjects. So it's going to be about 12 videos a week. So like I have 3, Mr. Feltz has 3, Ms. Sadler has 3, and Mrs. Middleton has 3. So to make it easier, we are posting them all on Monday night by 8. And then the work is not due till the following Monday by 5. So you have about a week to get done the 12 lessons, your child to watch them, and anything that you're supposed to do. And again, I'll talk more about that later when we get to our daily schedule. So the videos are going to be designed to be around 5 and 10 minutes each. And this is will most likely ask your child to do something. Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes, maybe it's doing Lexia, maybe it's some math problems. In our class, your child will post the work on the ClassTag thread. You will see on Tuesday, a thread will come out that will give you all of the information you need. It will give you the link to YouTube. It will give you the link to our Zoom meeting for Tuesday. It will give you all of the specials activities and anything that you need to know. I'm trying to condense it and streamline it so it's just one message that's like the main message per week. So I'm not spamming you every single day with 1,000 things. So that one message on Tuesdays will be kind of like the guideline for the week. It will be the most important thing probably, because it will have all of the information, hopefully, that you will need on it. So it will tell you exactly what to do, and it will have our class schedule, it will have the link, and it will have the thread so your child can post. So the thread that I create on that Tuesday is where your child will actually post their work. So a picture or things like that. That's exactly where it will go. How can I keep a routine to make at-home learning easier? Well, first grade's got you covered. We came up with the closest thing that we could find to what our school day looks like. We put the subjects in order and then obviously put a break in and then put the specials. So the way it kind of goes, again, this is just a recommendation. It is not something that you have to do, but the closer you can get to a schedule, the closer you can get to a routine, I think it will be easier, because the kids will know exactly what they do. They know they have breakfast and they know they start on this, on whatever days works for you. So just a recommended, they would do reading. So they would watch Mr. Feltz and then they would read independently for 10 minutes. Our intervention time is going to be Lexia. So they will log on to Lexia. If you do not have your Lexia login, you can message me and I can get that to you. But yeah, logging into Lexia is very important. Phonics is with me again. You're going to watch my lesson, and then there's usually going to be an independent practice or activity. This is a time where you will probably have to take a picture, and the student will hopefully be able to do that themselves as best as they can. Do the work, take a picture, and then that's something you will post to the thread. Then just some ideas for a break, just because, like obviously lunch or dancing, exercise, stretching, whatever, going outside, any sort of a break that feels right for you or works for you. Then we go into math with Ms. Sadler. Again, you'll have to watch a lesson. This is all on YouTube again. Then independent practice activity, and then Dreambox for 10 minutes. The independent practice activity, again, is going to be something probably where they write it down and send a picture. And I'll explain a little bit more about how you write it down and how you give it to me, especially if you don't have a printer. Content, you will watch a lesson if applicable. It's not always going to be applicable. Content is science and social studies. There will be times that we use it. There will be times that we don't. Sometimes it will be optional. Sometimes there will be a video. It's just kind of, look out for it. If you see it in that week's playlist on YouTube, then that's something that's meant to be watched for them to do. But if not, we're sticking with the big things: writing, reading, phonics and math. Specials, the entire school has moved to specials being on the same day. So that way the specials teachers can just make one video or, those things. So music is on Mondays. Tuesday is our class meeting on Zoom at 2 p.m. You must attend it, not you specifically, but your child. And I will be giving you a document that goes into more detail about Zoom and what I expect and how to kind of make it worth our time and something that's really meaningful when we get together. Wednesday is PE, Thursday is art, Friday is media and Spanish. Again, you do not have to do these in the exact order that they are in, but because I will try to post them all at the same time with our class announcement on Tuesdays. But if you want to keep a schedule, if it's easier for you to keep a schedule, so you know what specials you've done and those things, you can check them right off of this list. And I'll make sure I send this list digitally to you in several ways, so you can print it if you would like, or you can just have it on your phone and have it ready to go. And then writing will be with Mrs. Middleton. It's the very last thing we do, which is the very last thing we do at the end of the day anyway, right after snack. So you will watch the lesson and you'll have an independent writing. She will walk the students through something to do for writing, and then she will kind of engage them into going off and writing on their own. So once they do that, hopefully they just kind of are off like rockets, and you can set a timer, or, when they're done with their piece, those kind of things. In school, we do encourage them to go for a time limit, not so much just a piece limit, so that way they're not doing it in 5 minutes. We say, okay, when you are done with your piece, you can start a new piece. You can add detail, you can add pictures to your old piece. And we kind of ask them to go until the timer goes off. But again, this is your time. This is however it's easiest for you. First grade is really, really trying. Some of the first grade teachers are parents with kids in the district. And so we're really trying very hard to make this feasible for parents and as hands off as it can be for parents. The idea is that students know how to get on YouTube, students know how to get on Lexia. And so we're asking them to do things that they can do on their own. And you are just there, I of course, in the first couple of weeks to really help them, but hopefully eventually they'll get the hang of it. They know how to take a picture of their work, and then maybe you just have to help them submit it. That's the goal. Fingers crossed. Okay, so what is my child responsible for each week? They have to watch all the YouTube lessons. They need to complete any work that the teacher on YouTube asked them to complete. For example, I will ask students the first day to complete a sort, and I will give them the words and I will show them how I do it. And then they are to go do it themselves. They're to sort these words that have EE and EA in them. And then they have to take a picture of that, and that is what you will post. The pictures are of whatever work they do. Since not everybody has printers, it can be on a piece of paper. We are not picky at all in first grade. We're just happy that you are here and that you are trying and that we're all in this together and we're all doing our best. So whatever you can do, however you can send it, just like we did the quarantine challenges, like I don't care if it's on a lined piece of paper, on printer paper, if you print it off, if there's a picture, like sometimes there'll be a link to a PDF. I mean, if you can print it off, good for you. If you can't, that's okay too. We literally will take it however you get it. And I'm going to explain more later about that as well. So make sure your child keeps up with Lexia and Dreambox. Remember, Lexia is going to be for intervention. Dreambox will be in math every day. And so that's something that's already built into that daily schedule we sent. And then attending the Zoom meetings. I'm clapping as I say it because it's very important. Attend the Zoom meetings with our class on Tuesdays at 2. That is our only time that we get together for sure each week. Not to say that there won't be some special times, or, you know, I might Zoom with a couple kids or Zoom with the class, but that is our mandatory, like we all have to be there. Tuesdays at 2. I did not come up with the time, but I'm very excited that there is a time where we will be together. So I know I've talked to all of you about that and told you how important it is to see your kids there at Tuesdays at 2. And then if time permits, there will be some May dues that are posted weekly, you know, specials. While I think they're important, you know, that's not doing the lessons is the must do. Read alouds. I'm going to try to record read alouds, extra work games. And I also love to see that work. There's never a time where you can't post something. If you're like, oh, well, that was for specials, it wasn't for reading, do I post that? Of course. If you want to show an art project that you did with Mrs. Thompson, I would love to see that, and I could share that with her. So please post anything and everything that your kid does for school, and we'd be happy to see it. Okay, why are we using YouTube? Great question. We have 2 main goals as first grade teachers. We want to make at-home learning as easy as possible, and we want to push our students and teach new material. We think that YouTube, we found, you know, as we went through different avenues of us all getting together and making some sort of a lesson, we found that YouTube was going to be easy and familiar for the students to access. And then we're also committed to teaching the new material. So we don't want to just do, you know, packets and review the rest of the year. We want to get these students as close as we can to where we would have gotten them if we were in school physically. So our goal really here is to make it accessible and easy for you, but still make it meaningful, purposeful, and something that the students are going to get something from. So those 2 ideas married together, we sat and thought about it for a long time. We thought that YouTube was something that everybody can download, whether it's a phone, it's a tablet, it's a computer, and it's something that most kids know how to access. And I know that there's a little bit of concern with students accessing maybe not the right things and things like that, but I'm hoping with guidelines and with them knowing what they're allowed to get on, that's what they'll do. We'll be using kids YouTube, so no comments are enabled, and hopefully students will be strictly on that. That's the goal. But so yeah, we will have the lessons uploaded on YouTube every week. How does my child post assignments? Again, we're going to be using ClassTag. I will post assignments weekly. So I will every week post all of the assignments at once. All of the videos will go up. My weekly message announcement will go up, and they will be ready for you for Tuesday morning. And everything is due by the following Tuesday. Remember, not every day, not every lesson is there going to be something you have to turn in. Sometimes you just read, or sometimes you just have a lesson and there's not really anything to do afterwards, except maybe think or we can interact. But not everything will have an assignment, but if it does, it's due that next Monday. So you will post your work in the thread, and then it will be easier for me if you post all together. If you kind of collect it for the week and just say, here's all of, you know, this child's things, and then it's just easier for me to see them all. But honestly, I'll take it however you get it. If it's just easier for you, like if I just post it when I'm thinking about it every night, that's fine too. I can go through it. That's fine. Again, this is to make your life easy, and this is to keep the kids growing. That's the 2 reasons that we're doing all of this. So I will take it however you send it to me, honestly. Okay, this is a really important one. What does the weekly assignment post look like? So I created kind of the one that you're going to see on the 6th or the 7th. It's going to be posted. So it'll say the week that we are on. So this is for the week, next week, from that Monday to that Friday. And then it'll say, hello, first grade families, like it always does. And we'll give you a synopsis and important notes. Sometimes it might be something that I got from the principal and I'm relating to you, or sometimes it might be something that's specific to our class. This time I'm telling you kind of how it works. You are posting your pictures in the comments on this live announcement. That's where you will post all of your work for that week. That's how I will know your student is engaging and doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. So it says it here, just post it by Monday the 13th. And then I will have a schedule. So I have the link to the YouTube channel. That's number 1. That's where all the lessons are going to be. So it says link to our YouTube channel where all of the lessons are broken up by day. Then our daily schedule will be linked below, so you can't see it, but that schedule I showed you that was green, that will be in there too, so you know exactly how to do it. The Zoom meeting link, you have to have some sort of a meeting ID or password or whatever is required to get onto Zoom. So I will put that as plainly as possible, where you have the website and you have the meeting ID. If you have not done Zoom yet, I would suggest that you download it and try it out before you have your student log on the first time, because it takes a little bit. You have to download it and it takes a little bit of time. So try to have that all ready to go. And then I'm going to be sending out today a Zoom guideline, just kind of the expectations and our essential agreements of how we're going to do Zoom as a class, and then kind of some notes for you. But that will be something you'll have later. And then I'll have some enrichment things. The specials might be down here, logging onto Reading IQ, things about past and present. It could be a variety of things. Maybe I'll have a brain break on there, just some things that are special and fun and engaging and awesome, but aren't something I need you to do. These are the things you have to, these are the must-dos: the YouTube, the Zoom, and then these are things that you may do. And again, you have the whole week to do it. So if you find that Saturday you're like ready for your kids to have something to do, get them onto Reading IQ and get them into books. It's something that they're very familiar with the classroom. I'll try to post things that'll make them feel like they're in school as much as possible. So I'm not going to try to give you things that are not worthwhile. So these are all fun things to do, and things that are definitely awesome activities and resources. Okay, the Zoom meeting. This is really important because it's a mandatory meeting. Every Tuesday, we are going to get on and have a community meeting. It's just like the morning meeting. It's basically a time for us all to connect and share and talk, in a time where we all feel like connecting and sharing and talking are hard to come by. It's a time that our class can get together and they can talk about what they've been doing, what they feel, and it's a time to see each other. It's really important. I think it's just as important as learning in this time is connecting with each other. I can't tell you how much I miss the kids, and I'm sure they've said things, and whether they do or not, the structure, like you spend 130 days with people, and all of a sudden, you just don't anymore. And there was no really goodbye about it. So to have something like this, I think it's extremely important, and I'm glad that we have it. I will post the Zoom meeting again at the beginning of the week. I showed you how the link will show up, and then they will both be posted together. So everything will be together. The Zoom link and the ID will be posted together in the weekly message. There might be some surprise guests. I know that each specials teacher is going to come in and meet with kids at some point. Mr. Gilbert might come in. Mrs. Inman has offered to come in. So people that they've seen, maybe people they've worked with in small groups. So we're going to try to make this as fun as possible, but also just meaningful, and just a time where we get to see each other again. This will go into further detail in the Zoom document that I will send you, but please let students participate as much as they can on their own. We want this to feel like a classroom. As much as we love seeing siblings and parents and pets, we really want this to feel like it's a classroom. So the more they can get into a quiet spot, just them, and focus on what we're doing with our class, the better. Again, I will post kind of the expectations, and then some essential agreements that kids can look at too, that you can go over with them. That's how a Zoom meeting will go. So, and I will also go over those expectations with the kids on the first one on the 7th. So we'll talk about how we do things. What do I need to set up my child to be successful at home learning? Again, you will have this PowerPoint. All of these links will be live. Class tag. That is how you will get all of your assignments. That is where I'm going to post that announcement every night on Mondays or every morning on Tuesdays, depending on how the groove goes. That's where you're going to get the rundown of the whole week. Lexia, you need it for Intervention Dreambox, you need it for math. YouTube is where all of our lessons will be. Flag that page, bookmark it, put it on the desktop. It's going to be the Clearwater first grade page. It will be there. That is where they need to go. Zoom, download that, because you need to be there Tuesdays at 2 for our classroom meeting. The link is below. And then I thought a great way, and I said, I keep alluding to this, how are we going to show our work? A notebook is a great place to write some answers down. So if you don't have a printer and you can't print off a PDF of Miss Sadler's math, or you can't, mimic exactly what's happening, just get a notebook. Like I said, our goals are to stretch the students and to be easygoing. That's it. We want everything to be as easy for you while it's as meaningful for them. Just get a notebook, take a picture of it, put it on class tag. They get the check mark for the week that they were there and that they participated. That's all we're really looking at. Grades are going to be looking different. It's really going to be about participation. Did I see them? Were they interacting? Did they come to not just the Zoom meetings, but did I see that they were getting on YouTube? Did I see that they were posting? And that's all you need, is really just a notebook and nothing fancy. Don't worry about printing things. Your kid will get into the routine. I promise. We're going to walk them through it. We'll tell them exactly what we want them to do. I'm also getting my own notebook. It's going to be here tomorrow, and I'm going to be using a notebook too, so they can see what it looks like. So we're all doing the same thing. So really, it does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be pretty. It really just has to be done. And I just really want them to still be engaging with lessons, so that way we can try to get them, where they need to be. And we're really excited about it. But again, simple, the better. Don't make it too hard. I'm trying not to make it too hard. I mean, there is going to be a learning curve, but just, there's a link there for a 5-subject notebook. That'll give them a space for math. And so they're not like trying to flip back between writing they did last week on one page in phonics and then trying to get to math. Like the math will all be in one section, the reading will all be in one section, the phonics and the writing. And that's really the only 4 you need. And the 5th can be, to be determined. I don't know, but usually they don't come in 4 subjects. So it's a pretty reasonable price. It's something that maybe they could decorate and make it feel like it's their own thing, and they get to keep their special work in it. And it's not for coloring, and it's not for, playing with. It's something that makes them feel like this is my schoolwork. So we're trying to, as best as we can, recreate, the feeling that we have with the things that we have at school. So that's just an idea that we have. I'm going to be using a notebook as well. Nothing fancy. Again, if you do not know how to log into Lexia and Dreambox, I know that I have sent out like so many weird passwords. This is how you do it. There's the portal. You'll click on the icon. There's a username and password, which is just your kid's single sign-on. They should know it. If they don't, message me. I will give it to you. It's tell them it's everything before the @student. Just the username and password, and the password is blue11dog. You will see your kid's dashboard. Lexia and Dreambox will be right there. And then, for example, I showed you that's a example for a username, and then the password's always blue11dog, capital B, no spaces. Dreambox codes, that's our classroom code and our school code, and then you'll need my email for Lexia, which is right there in front of you. What if you still have questions? I've thrown a lot at you, and I understand that, and this is a completely unprecedented time, and I have a lot of questions still, and I am constantly learning. I have a meeting today to figure out more. We're constantly evolving and learning about what this is and what this means. So again, we're all in this together in that way. So you can always email me. There's my email address. Message me on ClassTag. I know most of you can agree with me that I will message you back anytime. I don't care if it's a Saturday. I don't care if it's 10 p.m. If I'm awake, if I'm available, I will message you. I have a number for you to reach me at. It's a Google number, 317-500-4709. You can call or text me on that number. So now you have a phone number for me. If you have questions, reply to the threads and ask. So if this thread, let's get a conversation going. If you still have questions, we can help and support each other. Maybe somebody has an answer, or somebody has a thought or a way to do things that I never thought of. I mean, I'm trying to include everything I can think of, but I am by far probably not touching everything that I need to. So let's ask questions with each other. Let's work together. We're going to be patient and kind and helpful, and just, know everybody's here learning. So nobody's going to judge. Ask away. We can always have Zoom meetings for parents. So if we ever get to a place where this isn't enough, or we just have questions, or we just want to find a time that we can all sit down and meet, I am always available for Zoom meetings. Again, my office hours do not reflect how much I will be willing to work with you. Remember, I will try to post on Mondays. I will try to post everything that you need, with the Zoom link, with the YouTube videos, with the specials, but I'm only one person, so there might be a time I forget to post something and I'll have to send you something else. But my goal in this is to really just have the one streamlined message, and then maybe a second one with some read alouds. But again, please be patient with me. I'm doing the best I can. I never knew I was going to be an online teacher. Certainly never thought I was good with technology, but I think, we're all learning things that maybe we were, you're teachers now. So I'm here to help you, and just be patient with me. And I'll do my best to not send you 1,000 messages a day. I know that the more messages I send, the less effect they have. So I really want to try to get it all in one. That Tuesday message comes and that's important. That's where you're going to get all the information you need for the week. And then if you get extra ones, mostly I'm hoping those will just be some updates or maybe some read alouds or things like that. The goal is that you will have everything you need on that Tuesday though. Again, if it doesn't work, if it goes horribly wrong, if it does not fit our classroom, it does not fit the schedules that you have, we will figure it out. My hope is that with having the whole week to get things done, with having something as easy to use as YouTube, and with having each teacher teach a lesson, that we were going to be able to really provide quality education while it's still easy for you to get done and manageable. If you work during the weeks, having the weekend is going to be crucial, I'm sure. So the goal is to, again, help you and not leave the kids behind. So I'm hoping that we got those two things as well as we can prepared for next week. If not, I am no stranger to change. So we will change it. We will fix it. So just always contact me. Let me know how it's going, good or bad. And we'll fix it. We'll figure out a way. Again, this is something that we're all going to be working on together. And I'm excited to work with you as my co-teachers. I think we're going to find some real fun moments in all of this. And I think that it's going to end up being something special, by the end of the year. I think we'll look back on this and it'll be something that we did. It was definitely unique, and hopefully the students will feel like they did finish their first grade year. And that's really the goal. So again, contact me anytime that you need to, at any point. I am here. Messaging me, I can message you back right away. If you have any other questions, please, again, message me or write on this thread. Just start firing away. And then I will get you those Zoom expectations out as well. Okay. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you digitally soon. Bye.